Welcome to Priestess Sekhmet Dreams and the Blue-Eyed Being. What if your dreams are not random, but fragments of a story you're meant to remember? This information is for anyone who dreams vividly and wonders what those visions are trying to teach them, and for anyone curious about how psychic phenomena actually show up in real life. Over the years, I've documented a series of dreams that didn't just surprise me. They reshaped how I understand the spiritual world. Some were beautiful and some were unsettling. All of them were instructive, and in sharing them, my goal is to give dreamers and seekers a deeper look into how the subconscious communicates, how spirit uses symbolism, and how powerful these nightly experiences can be when we learn to interpret them. For those who have experienced dreams that feel different, too vivid, too symbolic, or somehow connected to who they are and why they're here, this is an invitation to explore those experiences through ancient cosmology, occult traditions, ancestral memory, consciousness, and spiritual symbolism. These are the dreams that made me ask, what am I remembering? And why am I being shown this now? The blue-eyed being within. In this dream, my head gently parted open, and inside was a single blue eye. It looked directly at me and slowly looked around. Then my hand parted, and a blue eye appeared in my palm, turning left and right as if it was observing. I feel this dream connects to consciousness, spiritual awareness, protection, divine insight, and my North African ancestral heritage. The blue eye in the palm strongly resembles the Hamsa, an ancient North African and Middle Eastern symbol associated with protection and psychic awareness. I sense this dream is a confirmation of my ability to see throughout dimensions and my close connection to the ancestors. Here are the related symbolism to research on this dream. Hamsa and the eye in the palm, the hand of Miriam and the hand of Fatima, North African Maghrebi Hamsa traditions, the eye of Horus, ancient Egyptian protective eye symbolism, Kabbalistic Hamsa symbolism, the sacred meaning of the number 5, Phoenician Tanit and hand symbolism, Hindu tradition and the relationship between the Hamsa, the evil eye, divine protection, and spiritual sight. The next dream is the purple bird man, guardian of the bird tribe. In this dream, I was in my mother's home and saw my ancestors in a field, one Native American and one African American. The Native American stood up and shapeshifted through a series of different wolf beings. My mother then gave me a small folded piece of paper, and inside it said, "Call the Arcturians." I called the number and a woman answered, "The Arcturians, how can I help you?" She told me that they wanted to meet with me. A male friend refused to come, calling me crazy, so I went alone. On the bus, I saw a bird shapeshifting beautifully from one bird form into another. Then I looked outside and I saw a physical bird man, at least 7 feet tall, with a 6-foot wingspan. He sat in an Egyptian pose resembling Horus. His feathers were purple, trimmed in gold, and he had the face of a falcon with piercing eyes. He communicated to me telepathically, "I am your guardian. I am always with you. Fear not." I understood this as reassurance not to fear the Arcturians and as a confirmation that we were all working together. I understand the Birdman as part of my actual soul family, the angelic beings, shapeshifters, and heavenly guides who accompany me and communicate through dreams, visions, signs, and telepathy. I identify my heavenly star family with Sirius, Arcturus, Lyra, and the Sun. The dream is important to my mission because it represents direct communication, protection, ancestral connection, and guidance from my heavenly family in the stars. The related symbolism for research on this dream is Horus and Falcon symbolism, Egyptian bird and sky deities, wolf shape-shifting traditions, purple and gold sacred symbolism, Arcturus, Sirius, and Lyra in Native American, African, theosophical, and occult literature, including Blavatsky's teaching on spiritual hierarchies and advanced beings. The next dream is the ancestor UFO and Aztec sun disk. In this dream, I looked up into the sky and I saw a UFO with the Aztec sun disk depicted on its underside. I went into the house and the UFO penetrated the ceiling. I could see the bottom of the ship as the Aztec sun disk revealed itself through the ceiling surface. A column of light appeared and my Maya Aztec ancestor teleported into the room. I immediately recognized him and ran into his arms in tears, saying, "Please take me with you. Please don't leave me here any longer." And he told me that I must remain for a while longer, but that I could call him for anything that I might need. I feel this dream represents direct contact with my Maya Aztec ancestors and a connection between ancient Mesoamerican people and the beings who accompany me. My sense is that my ancestors want me to understand these civilizations as one interconnected people or ancestral family before colonialism, rather than as completely separate people. I also feel that this ancestral lineage included people who would today be described as African or of African descent. The related symbolism to research for this dream is Aztec sunstone and the Tanatia, Maya and Mexica Aztec solar traditions, Olmec civilization and its relationship to later Maya and Mexica cultures, Mesoamerican ancestor and sky being traditions, sacred columns of light and divine descent, Mesoamerican cosmology, migration, and cultural exchange throughout Mesoamerica, theories concerning African Mesoamerican connections, and theosophical teachings concerning advanced beings, incarnation, spiritual guides, and humanity's evolutionary journey. Archaeological research does document significant cultural continuity and exchange across Mesoamerica, including an Olmec legacy that influenced later traditions. All three cultures featured pyramid structures utilizing astronomical measurements. Giza pyramids of ancient Kemet or Egypt are an exact earthly representation of Orion's belt. Great Pyramid of Chichen Itza, the Maya deliberately incorporated solar alignments into El Castillo. Its geometry produces the famous serpent-like shadow around the equinox periods, and the other orientations correspond to the celestial sunrise and sunset. Venus at Chichen Itza. Researchers have identified architectural alignments associated with Venus cycles, which is particularly interesting because Venus was enormously important in Maya astronomy. The ancestral message in this dream is the Maya, Aztec, and Olmec were presented to me as one ancestral family. I was told that the Aztecs were later infiltrated and manipulated by outside empires, contributing to the end of their civilization. I was also told that their ancestry did not originate from Barbary, but were more in harmony with Mayan cosmology, and the Aztecs ultimately fell into barbarity through association with other nations. Shared four-direction cosmology. Both the Maya and Mexica traditions organized sacred space around four directions, associated colors, deities, and a central point. Layered universe. Both traditions described reality in multiple cosmic levels, the heavenly, the earthly world, and an underworld, with supernatural beings moving between them. The sacred center axis. Both use concepts of a cosmic center or axis mundi, represented through things such as a sacred tree, mountain, temple, or fire. The next dream is the androgynous being in the mirror. In this dream, I dreamed that I was standing nude in front of a full-length mirror. I was admiring my physique, as though appreciating how perfect it was. I appeared very feminine, with long flowing hair and breasts, but my attention was specifically drawn to my male phallus. I sensed that I was both sexes, fully and completely, and that I was a type of angelic human being. I sensed this dream may be a memory of my previous or other dimensional existence that plays into who I have incarnated as today. These memories shape my mission, which I sense is connected to soul fragmentation and reintegration with my higher self. The mirror represents consciousness and self-reflection, while the complete male and female form represents primordial creation, wholeness, and my angelic connection to humanity. The related symbolism to research for this dream is Blavatsky's The Secret Doctrine, Volume 2, especially the divine hermaphrodite and her discussion of the primordial androgynous races. Genesis Rabbah 8 and 1 and the androgynous Adam. Brahma Vak and the Hindu concept of primordial male-female unity, the alchemical rebus, and the union of opposites. Adam Kadmon, the divine androgynous, soul fragmentation and reintegration, and the symbolism of the mirror as consciousness self-recognition. The next dream is the human embryo and reptile DNA. In this dream, I saw a human embryo developing inside a chicken egg that eventually developed into a chicken. My sense is that there's a genetic connection between humans, birds, and reptiles. Another dream led me to a connection between humans, ancient reptiles, and dragons. My overall sense is that there's an ancient genetic connection between dragons, birds, and humans, with all three sharing reptilian DNA. I see this dream as relating to possible genetic origins of human creation, soul evolution, and reincarnation. The related symbolism to research for this dream is Blavatsky's Egg-Born Race, sections in The Secret Doctrine, Volume 2, the alchemical philosophical egg, the Orphic cosmic egg, Egyptian cosmic egg motifs, ancient Egyptian bird symbolism, reptilian and dragon traditions, the evolutionary relationship between birds and ancient reptiles, and Adam McLean's work on alchemical symbolism. Blavatsky's Volume 2 is particularly relevant because she describes the third race as egg-born, describes its earlier form as sexless, and later forms as androgynous, and explicitly discusses reproduction evolution through stages she compares with reptiles and birds. Finally, we have the Great Flood and Atlantis dream. In this dream, I was standing in what appeared to be the Sahara Desert in a valley near the foot of the Atlas Mountains. I heard a thunderous noise and looked up to see a herd of elephants stampeding toward me. Behind them, a great flood was pouring over the tops of the mountains. There was no time to run. I heard a voice say, "Kneel down, close your eyes, and pray." I did so, and the elephants parted around me without harming me. I could hear, feel, and smell them vividly. Then I looked up and saw the floodwaters cresting above me. The waves washed over me and pushed me down. I remember seeing a whale nearby and sensing a powerful spout of water thrusting underneath me and driving me back up toward the surface. I sense this is a past life memory directly connected to my mission on Earth, to collect and reintegrate fragmented aspects of my soul and ancestral lineage following the cataclysm I associate with Atlantis. I sense the flood was due to a break in the Earth's crust near the west coast of Africa caused by a Large Hadron Collider, or LHC, situated in the reshot structure, which is also known as the Eye of the Sahara. I experienced the flood as connected to the destruction of an ancient world caused by advanced technology, the LHC. While the elephants represent ancestral memory and protection, the whale and its involvement in moving me through the water also feel like a divine connection to my ancient and ancestral mother of the sea. The related symbolism to research for this dream is Atlantis and flood traditions, Noah's flood, and other ancient deluge traditions, the Sahara's ancient wet periods and whale bones in the desert, the Atlas Mountains and North African cosmology, elephants in African and ancient cosmological traditions, whales as primordial or ancestral beings, cataclysm and planetary transformation, soul fragmentation and reintegration, reincarnation and ancestral memory, the reshot structure, Eye of the Sahara, and theories connecting it with Atlantis, and ancient traditions concerning the destruction and renewal of civilizations. These dreams do not leave me questioning who I am. They deepen my understanding of who I've always known myself to be. The symbols continue to reveal themselves: the eye, the egg, the androgynous being, the bird, the serpent, the stars, the ancestors, the flood, and the ancient civilizations. Together, they form a language that speaks to creation, consciousness, ancestry, incarnation, and the recovery of what has been forgotten. I know that I'm different, and I know that these experiences are part of my journey, and I believe they are connected to a larger mission unfolding through me. I'm not searching for permission to be who I am remembering. These dreams are part of that remembrance, and I intend to keep following the symbols, studying the ancient traditions, listening to my ancestors and guides, and documenting what is revealed along the way. This is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of remembering who I am. Manifest your desires with Psychic Life Coaching by Priestess Sekhmet. Each session comes with a psychic energy reading that pinpoints energy blocks to your success. Release toxic emotions and manifest your desires. Book your Psychic Life Coaching session at priestesssekhmet.com.